Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Zom 100 episode number 6 reaction. Right, the previous episode we got to know Akira's dream. One of his dream was becoming a superhero and helping people out. And in this situation it is like, I guess you could say, like the perfect time to kind of be a superhero. So he went to the aquarium, got like a shark suit, painted it like a superhero, and he was like, yeah, I'm ready to save people from zombies. And the situation presents itself immediately after we get to see a few people being chased by zombies. Within them was a girl, and yeah, so like obviously he helps them, and like stuff happens. He talks with the girl, and obviously her like thought process is like, oh, you do stuff which is going to threaten your friends, so I shouldn't be your friend, which is a like valid point, obviously. So that happens, but still, by the end of it, when she gets in trouble with a shark zombie, he helps her out, and in the end, she was like, see, you did it again. Like you try to help other people without thinking about your friend. You know, uh, and like and he's like, oh no, like I didn't help other people. I helped you. I consider you my friend, and which kind of makes her like change her mind by the end of it, and she gave him the line ID or whatever. Her name is Shizuka, as far as I can remember. And yeah, she's like, we'll probably never meet. So there you go. And in the end, we get to see that Akira is now planning on going back to his countryside to meet his parents. So let's see what happens over there. So yeah, let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference. And let's get started. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Wait, what? Yeah, you just, I guess, like, what else can. Damn, that's 9 million. No, wait. No, what? Whose phone was that? Oh, the other one. I was like, someone. Get a gold watch. Yeah, there'll be a problem, the whole electricity. Yup. We need to move. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I said this. Like, very soon, water, electricity, they'll all go down. Yeah. Well, hmm. What? Ah, yeah. You can see that, like, there, since there's no lights, yeah, the light pollution is down. That's why they can see the sky so clear. Also, normal pollution is also down, so you can see the sky so clearly. I hope so, but I don't know. Hmm. It's shirtless again. Yeah. They're as if they're going for a vacation. Okay, what? Oh boy. Yep. Final time we watch, like he visits his room. Hmm. Hmm. All right. 3 or 4 hour drive. Yeah. Okay. No. Oh yes, we see that in the ending song. Yep. Yeah, but they'll be slow, or I don't know. I guess probably not be that slow. And the good thing is we can just take one. There's no person to. Oh boy. Oh, wait, what? She just said in the previous episode that we might we might not meet again. Ah. True. They did like meet 3 times coincidentally. Okay, where is she going then? Oh, but yeah, but no. If she doesn't have a license, how? Wow. Oh, there'll be only one car. I can see where this is going. Yeah, and that as well. There you go. If you cannot drive, uh, wow, peer pressure. Oh no, there's more of them. I was thinking there'll be like only one, and they'll have to like go in one. What the hell is that? That's Crane. Wow. Wow. Yeah, those are very impractical. Hmm. Hybrid crossover. Damn. Yeah. Uh. Yo, that's a lot. Oh well, there you go. Because of this. Yeah. I'm sure that. Like, is that even an RV? Like, what is that? Yeah. Yeah, that is true. Well, she's wanting to survive. Oh, okay. She liked that one. Yeah. What? Water hyacinth sofa? How much does it cost? Oh my god. Hey, yo, we need to grab something and leave. Yeah. Okay, okay. Yeah, there you go. This looks like a proper RV, kind of. Nice. Well, yeah. No virus in it. Mm. Yeah, how can you aggression caused by hormonal change? Hmm. Okay. Ah. How can we? Oh, he's not talking about them. Okay, never mind. Yeah, probably. Hmm. Okay. Um. Can we look at the road, please? Don't close your eyes. I was just saying this. Don't. Okay. Why is there? What? Why is there freaking? What are those called? Oh damn! He got. Yeah, they were going through extreme speed. So someone is here. Who did this? Yeah, like someone probably. Oh no. What the hell? What? Wait, he. Wait, what? Okay, this is probably the biggest twist in history of anime. What the hell? It suddenly popped out of nowhere. What? He's like a local gang leader here or something? What? What? Oh boy. Yeah, his 3 years of continuous. Yeah. You little. Oh boy. I don't believe this guy. Who the hell put the. Nah, 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 nah. Yeah, I don't believe you. Shut the hell up. No, no, I don't believe that. Who put those spikes on the road? Who put the. There you go. Piss off. Yeah, it's kind of like a. That's how they got the. Yep, yep. Uncharitable interpretation. Yeah. Uh. Nah. No, we don't believe you. 2 days? I doubt that will be the case. Ugh. Like this is like going completely against his way, as he said that I don't want to work. Oh God. Yeah, I doubt it's going to stop with 2 days. I don't believe him. Everyone is great. Okay, what the hell are they doing even? Like, oh boy. Where are those two? Oh, there you go. Damn, he like yeah, they were going at a very fast speed. That's why. Yeah, the spike and everything. I doubt that they probably confiscated the where. Yeah, obviously it's not going to be 2 days. At the end, he'll be like, ah, Akira, like 2 more days. Ah. And then they'll try to like extend it even more. No, it is exactly what you think. What is that? Um, no, yeah, Oh no, he'll be like, yeah, yep. Mm. Ooh, ooh, yeah. Wait, wait. I feel like we can do something about this guy. If we are able to make the people who's working for him, those Kosgis, if we can take them in our team somehow, make them realize. I don't. One thing I don't understand: why are they working for him? The Kosgis. He probably was like, "Oh, come with me. We can, like." Yeah, he knows that he can't make them go against him. They'll mess him up. Wait, what the? Oh my god. Okay, I wasn't expecting this. Ugh. Ah, here we go. Come on, yeah, he has to break out of this. Otherwise, this will be a problem in the future as well. Like, I feel like I can see one way out of this if we are able to make those guys, the one with the bats, in our team. Somehow, if I'm able to somehow. Well, 3 years of everyday, like, it's like a trauma for him. Oh, it's probably something similar to her past. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh wait, is that the end? Is this a new ending? What's happening? Oh no, never mind. For a moment I was like, was this a new ending? Nah. All right, that is it. Okay, this episode. Here we get to see Akira again confronting or in front of his fear that has, obviously like kind of made him like live his life like a zombie up until now. Yeah, his previous leader, the chief of their group. Yeah. So okay, in the beginning we get to see they are in the in the, like a watch showroom or whatever. Getting their watches, and that was one of his dreams, like get like a watch, a gold plated watch. So yeah, they chose like the most expensive and did a little bit of like um oh no, I don't think like, oh sorry, never mind, they didn't get it, they just took it and kind of like snapped pictures and probably left it back, because I doubt they took it with them. And yeah, that was all that he wanted, just probably just to like wear it and snap a few pictures. uh because yeah, I doubt they brought it with them, because if they brought it with them, obviously, but I guess it doesn't really matter at this point of time. I was going to say if he brought the watch with them, then their leader, that guy Kasugi or whatever the hell his name is, he probably would have snatched it from them or something. But then I'm thinking like it doesn't matter. Like gold, yeah, like it's a gold watch now in this day and age, like in the zombie apocalypse, it doesn't matter. Like what's it even going to matter? Like like gold really doesn't, wouldn't be, you won't be able to trade with gold. Like the things that you might be able to trade with are probably food and water. Like food and water probably like the most expensive stuff now in this like situation, and like survival goods, like like maybe like gloves or like weapons. Those will probably like those will be like very highly priced. Gold watch, it doesn't matter. Like who the hell cares about it? So yeah, like in this like apocalypse, the stuff like stuff that are like expensive will have drastically changed. What we need to survive will be more important than like materialistic things. So yeah, it doesn't matter even if they brought the watch, it holds no value, you know so yeah, either way, like stuff like, I feel like obviously food, like I said, weapons, survival goods, maybe like, I don't know, like stuff like that's going to be like stuff that can help them, like um like make their livelihood better, like for example torch, batteries, maybe like water purifier or something like that, where you can get like some water from the river or something, you need to purify it. So stuff like that. I feel like battery will be extremely expensive, in the zombie apocalypse. Battery. And what else? Like I said, torch, but unless and until you have battery, torch doesn't matter. So there you go. Stuff like this will probably be very expensive. Yeah, gold watch, I don't think anyone cares. But either way, yeah, so they, after that, you can see they were like on top of their building, and they were like thinking like, yeah, like the electricity is gone. Okay, wait a minute. Yeah, water is down. Akira's like, Kencho, we're out of water. And he's like, power is out too. Yeah, there you go. First, like water goes, electricity goes, everything will go very soon. So yeah, now we need to move to a place where it'll be a bit better, a place where they might find a few people. And like the first few years, I guess, or not years, but first few months of a zombie apocalypse would be the easiest to survive, because you have water, you have electricity, you have everything. And then the problem will start. Now the problem will start. Where they'll go, they'll have to find people who like have made like a working community, who have like people like like working together, helping each other out, like like bringing water, probably making some kind of renewable source of electricity, something. People like, we need like a community now. We cannot survive alone after a few months of a zombie apocalypse if you're alive by that time. So that is the problem. We need to actually have people now. So they're like, we need to leave. And Akira's thinking like, what should we do? He's like, we have to do a job again. Like obviously in a zombie apocalypse, I thought I'll be free from job, but I'll have to do something at least to survive. And everyone have to play their part. So he's like, what can I do? And he's thinking, is there like a profession of like helping people out from zombies and like being like a superhero? And he's thinking, and then he kind of, like Kencho's like, oh, Akira, look there, and he looks there and sees that the whole sky is like very, like like clean, beautiful. Obviously, the light is not there, so there's no light pollution. Also, the fact that it has been a few days that the zombie apocalypse is ongoing, no or very less amount of car is moving. So like pollution, normal air pollution is also down, which probably makes the air cleaner and like better to kind of see the sky or something like that. Also, there weren't any clouds, so everything, the weather was also quite good. They could see such a beautiful sky even from Tokyo. So he kind of gets reminded of his family and in the current countryside, and he's like, oh, I remember this, like nostalgic. And Kencho's like, don't worry, I'm sure you'll see them. And yeah, and he's like, yeah, he's also hoping to see them as well. Like they have like a very positive mindset. They're like, yeah, they're surely alive in Gunma. So next day they're like packing everything, and they're like, all right, let's do it. Like we need to grab a few more things. We need to pack light, and then let's go. And Ken's just like packing like some different stuff, and Akira's like putting like water guns and stuff in his backpack. What the hell? Right. So then he says, kind of looks at his room for the last time, says goodbye to everything, and leaves. And then he's like, you know what? I'm thinking we need to get something, which is an RV. And especially in a zombie apocalypse situation, RV is very important. You know what's so funny? They said that it's like a very staple for zombie apocalypse, like for people to travel in an RV. I don't know which reference it was. I'm pretty sure, like, I haven't really watched that many zombie apocalypse movies or whatever. A few of the animes I've seen, a few of the games I've played. So, like, one thing that made me, like, got me, like, it reminded me of something, like, like when he said that, oh, moving in an RV is important, especially in a zombie apocalypse situation. It reminded me of the, like, of the game, the Telltale series of The Walking Dead, where, like, Clementine and all of them together, I remember them going in like an RV. I think it was Kenny's RV, as far as I can remember. The guy's name was Kenny. Yeah, and we used to move in an RV. I remember that was a thing, and that kind of reminded me. I'm like, oh yeah, that's true. Like especially in the first season, like a lot of the sections in the game, we used to just travel in an RV with Kenny, Clementine. What's the name of the guy? I forgot his name. Oh, I forgot his name. The main dude in the first season. It's been so long. Anyways, never mind. I'm going on a tangent. Like they used to travel, and yeah, it was an RV. It was a white RV as far as I can remember. Anyways, I feel like this show like brings out so many references. Like there was so many zombie like references we saw. Like at least that's what I think those were references. Like there was like one episode where we saw that guy eating a burger and like a truck kind of going out. That was definitely a Resident Evil. I think it was Resident Evil 1, no, 2, 2. Yeah, Resident Evil 2 reference. The game I'm talking about. And a few others as well, like like then there was that Resident Evil 1 reference where the zombie like is like eating something and that suddenly looks behind like this. I'm pretty sure those were all Resident Evil references. Like I feel like they're like putting in like these like subtle references now and then, which is kind of nice. Oh boy, right. Okay, so after that, they're like, all right, let's go, RV time, and they reach the showroom, and Shizuka's also there. And Shizuka thought of the same thing. It's so funny because just the previous episode, she was like, oh, I doubt we'll meet again. And bam, here we are again. So Shizuka's like, what the hell? Why are you guys here? And it is true, it is probably like fate now bringing them together, because this is the third time they met and without any like coincidentally, completely. Third time. So yeah, at this point I feel like they need to like travel together, obviously. Because what else? Like one time, yeah, makes sense. Coincidence. 2 times, yeah. 3 times, nah. Then it is something. So there you go. So after that, I love the first thing that Shizuka's like, stop. I don't want to go with you guys. Like you guys are going to threaten me and my journey. Like she's like, yeah, and like traveling with you will bring danger to me, so I don't plan on going with you. And obviously, like Akira's like heartbroken, and Kencho's like, you also came here. You were talking about going out from here. So are you going out from Tokyo as well? She's like, yeah. And then he's like, can you drive? She's like, I don't have a license. And she's like, but I don't think it's going to matter at this point of time. Yeah, I guess a license doesn't matter. It's a zombie apocalypse. But the fact is, since you don't have a license, that also means that you cannot drive. If you could drive, I guess not all the time. I guess like I'm sure a lot of people learn to drive before, like having a like and doesn't really get a license up until very late or something, you know. But still, like the fact that she doesn't have a license kind of implies that she probably doesn't know to drive. So I could understand the not needing a license in the zombie apocalypse, but I feel like you need to at least know how to drive an RV, you know. So yeah, and so after that, Akira then again, Akira's like, wait a minute, oh no, sorry, she talks about like how RV is perfect in a zombie apocalypse situation, and Akira's like, wait, I said the same thing as well, like yeah, like I feel like we should work together, and she's like, nope, I'm sorry to say, but I don't want to work with you. Right. Anyways, she talks about how she saw zombie apocalypse movies just for references, like 100 of them. So yeah. Anyways, in the end, Kensho's like, yeah, I understand your point, but the fact you don't have a license means you cannot drive. So, can you drive an RV? And Aka's like, yeah, isn't it poor risk analysis to do something unfamiliar like drive? There you go. He uses her own weapon against her. It's like, yeah, you're talking about risk analysis. Isn't it risky for you to drive without a license if you don't know how to drive? And she's like, oh, you got me, like, drat. Like, played played my own game against me. Right. Anyways, in the end, they just peer pressure her into like working together, and they're like, "Yeah, let's go." Now, here's one funny thing I thought was going to happen. I thought they were going to go in, and like I'm pretty sure like there's a lot of other people who thought of the same thing as them, and I thought like a lot of people came and probably took all the other RVs. There'll only be one RV left, I thought, and they will have to work together, cooperate together to, something like that. I thought was going to happen. Turns out, no, that was not the case. There were plenty of RVs. Yeah, so but that would have been kind of funny, like they just like like Shizuka would be like, oh no, I don't want to work with you guys, and they get in and they see like there's only one RV and they're forced to work together. That would have been kind of funny. But anyways, they get in, there's like a lot of RVs, and they're like, oh, this is crazy, and every RV is like some stylish, like designed and everything, like 20 million, 30 million yen, like like cost, and like inside is like a actual hotel, like now obviously Shizuka's like, we cannot really go for these type of RVs, they will have very bad mileage. Obviously it makes sense, they're going to like these type of fancy ass cars, they're going to take in a lot of like like a lot of fuel. So yeah, and she's like, we need to like think about it. Not only that, also the fact that these fancy ass cars, they'll probably be very weak. Like one whack from a zombie and they'll probably get dented or something. So they need like a strong one, like an actual practical one that they can use, which will have like a proper, like like a proper structure with like decent enough mileage, with like decent enough like sturdy body, something like that, and that'll be easy to use. Not those fancy ass 5-star hotel ones, like which cost like 30 million yen or something. One zombie whack and the whole car would get upturned or something like that. But obviously these guys, they're like, oh, like these are so exciting. But Shizuka's like, all right, let's think about it. We need this, we need that in that, and 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 they're like what the hell are you saying? Like we need a better one, a fancy one. And Shizuka kind of points towards one of the cars. Now that car that she pointed towards, yeah, it looks kind of sturdy, but I don't think that looks like an RV at all. Like the same thing like Akira says. He's like, that doesn't look like an RV. That looks like a freaking car, like a big one, you know. And but Shizuka's like, oh no, this is way more like, like practical. However, Akira's like, oh no, look at this one, and it's like a pop-up roof. And Shizuka's like, are you crazy? Like you think like we'll be zombie food if you use that. And they're like, just live a little, like in this world of Walking Dead, live. And Shizuka's like, these guys. And then she suddenly looks at like a certain one which catches her fancy, and she's like gets kind of like excited looking at that one. And they're like, there you go, you have one, you have a preference, I can see that. And they'll start teasing her while they're making this whole ruckus over here. All the zombies come in, and they're like, oh my god, we need to choose something very fast and leave. So they get like the white one, that looks like an actual RV with like gets like proper interior and stuff. So yeah, they get in, and thankfully the what was that? The key was inside it. Now there's one thing I would have loved if they actually give like a little tour of their RV, but I guess they didn't have enough time to give us a tour. They just took it and just left, and then we get to meet his boss. So hopefully someday in the future we get like an actual tour inside their RV. Well, I want to see what type of like accommodations are in there. Uh, but either way, they're like off, and Kencho is like has his motorcycle while he is Akira and Shizuka are in the RV, and Akira's like, damn, it's so creepy and quiet. Okay, so Shizuka says something about a virus, and Akira's like, how are you sure it's a virus? So she says that aggression caused by hormonal changes that affect the brain. The only thing that would cause that is most likely a virus. So she's saying that this is because of hormonal imbalance, like mutation. I guess that makes sense the most, like why suddenly people become zombies? Mutation. What else can you even think? Like because of mutations, people become zombie, and when zombies like bite you, their virus, like goes inside your body, and you might also become a zombie because again of the mutation. So that kind of thing. But not only that, I feel like not only bite, but I feel like any type of wound that you'll have if a zombie touches it, or like if their bodily fluids get into your wound, that also is going to work. Not necessarily they need to bite you. If you get like hurt and you start bleeding, and then suddenly zombie like slobbers all over you, like like the saliva and everything falls on top of that wound, yeah, you're definitely infected. Stuff like that. So yeah, she says it's definitely a virus. Now it is true, I guess like you can see like these certain situations where suddenly that in that episode we saw this one person like became a zombie while driving a car. Why would that happen? Unless and until you got bitten. So yeah, people get bitten, and they probably on that episode as well, that air hostess episode where that guy got bitten and kept it hidden. Little by little he became a zombie. So I'm guessing that guy as well in the truck, something like that happened. He probably got bitten and he was like, oh, nothing will happen. And probably got on his truck and started driving, eating a hamburger. And then suddenly, like he started becoming a zombie, and he became a zombie, and then the whole car went out of control. So that's like the most likely explanation of that scene. So that's what she's saying. It's a virus, it's mutation. And she's like analyzing the data of the outbreak and pinpointing ways of transmission can help us work out possible countermeasure. And then there are many other potential solutions. We can create a vaccine. We can counter any sort of dangerous virus. Theoretically, the world isn't over yet. So she's looking at the positive way, and Akira's like, then there's still hope. And he's like, what do you think, Shizuka? Can we become someone who helps people out in this zombie, like who become like a hero who does these type of things? And Shizuka's like, let's just focus on surviving first. We cannot run away from a single zombie. I don't think we can do anything like saving the world. So yeah, okay. So after that, it's like they are like out of Tokyo. They're like I think like Kencho says something like we're out of Saitama. We're going to go towards Gunma now. So Akira's like, oh, before that we need to stop, we need to eat, and they're like, and I was continuously, I was like, Akira, don't look on your right and drive, look forward. And then he looks forward, but his eyes are closed, and I'm like, open your eyes. Yeah, I know there's no cars on the road, but who knows, maybe there's like a broken down car and you just bump into it or something. I don't know. Like, when you're driving, please look forward. And oh my god, as soon as I said that, disaster struck. Even Kencho wasn't paying attention, he was also laughing. Shizuka wasn't paying attention, and Akira was also not. And then there was like the spike on the middle of the road, and bam, the car, it gets punctured. Now immediately as we see the spikes on the road, I'm like, yep, this is a man-made situation. Someone is prowling in the shadows waiting to catch us like this. And yeah, exactly, that's what happened. Worst thing that happened here was Kencho getting hurt. He was going so fast that he wasn't able to properly stop the motorcycle, and he falls and he actually gets so much hurt. This is quite realistic. Half of the animes we see characters just falling down from their bikes or cars and they just get up without anything ever happening. This is way more realistic. If you fall in that speed, you're gonna get hurt, you're gonna get a broken bone. And that's exactly what happens. Kencho falls down and he's like bleeding all over, and Akira's like, what the hell happened? How is this, what's going on? In comes 3 or 4 bus, and then these Kozgis or whatever, these guys with the baseball bat standing. And you know what, this part, it took me a while to register what exactly happened here. At first I was like, okay, what the hell, like random people with baseball bats? And then someone is like, oh, look who it is, if it is Nintendo. For a moment I was like, wait, who is this? Tendo. And I was trying to think like, who is Tendo here? Because I forgot that his title was Tendo. I was like, oh, he's Akira. So I was like, Tendo? Who? Tendo? And then they showed this guy, and he's like, what are you doing here, skipping out on work? And then little by little it registered when they showed his face. I'm like, oh, wait, what? Because, yeah, random. He just randomly popped up. I actually thought he was dead or something. Like, I don't know, like half of the people died in the zombie apocalypse. So I thought he was also dead or something. Oh boy, he's there. And now he's like this local leader of the group or whatever. And this is a problem because obviously Akira's like in front of Akira, this guy is like a personification of his trauma, of his PTSD, I guess you could say, of 3 years of continuously working. And yeah, and you can see a little bit of a flashback. He again like sees that in front of him, sees the boss, not boss but the chief, their team chief, and he's like freaking out, and he's like, he wants to talk but he cannot. Voice got caught. And yeah, he's like, my stomach is churning, I cannot breathe. And yeah, he's like, you've gotten yourself in a sticky situation, haven't you? Like, I didn't thought know you were alive. And then he's like, oh, you want me to help you out, Tendo? Like, we can help you. Like, come on, like we can go over there and like fix your friend. We can give him like first aid. Yeah, your tire has gone out, and we can change that as well. Like, yeah, all is good. We know each other. We're pals. Like, yeah. And he's like, oh, just leave it to me. And Akira's like, obviously, like Shizuka's standing there, and Shizuka's realizing this is like he's talking full bull crap. Because yeah, like it like just thinking about the situation will make you realize that this guy's the reason why this happened, because of the freaking spikes. Who the hell else would put spikes in the middle of a road in a zombie apocalypse? Obviously him, because he and his group were waiting to catch people and get them to their place and make them work or whatever. So if you think about it, it's pretty obvious. However, Akira is in this type of situation where he's like fully like mentally broken down, so he didn't even think about it. He kind of gets kind of happy a little bit. He's like, oh, our captain, our team captain is saying that he's going to help us out, and he's like, oh, thank God. And he's like, oh, okay, like he's like smiling, and then he's like, but you have to work for us. Yeah, we'll help you. You have to work for us otherwise. And obviously, like, Akira's like then freaking out, and Shizuka comes in, and Shizuka's like, all right, so I understand. You guys are the reason why this happened. Then you do this, like, take people off guard, like, like, injure their, like, damage their vehicle, and yeah, and then you bring them and tell them to work for you. You're exploiting the people who are trying to survive. And he's like, like, what are you saying, little girl? Like, in this day and age, in this zombie apocalypse, we don't have much choice, like, we have to do a few stuff here and there like this, like, yeah. And then he's like, all right, you know what? 2 days. Like, Akira, work for me 2 days. I'll help you out. After that, like, can't you sacrifice yourself just for 2 days for your friends? Like, I'm going to, like, change the tires. I'm going to help your friend out, give him first aid, give him food as well. So yeah. And obviously Akira, like, he cannot really refuse. As you can see, his trauma is kicking in. He cannot refuse. And Shizuka and Kencho are in a type of a situation where they even cannot say anything in this type of situation, because yeah, Shizuka knows that they need their car to properly, like, to change the tires. Also, Kencho needs help. So even if like, like, the Kencho situation, even if we kind of, like, didn't think much about it, we at least need a car here. We can fix, like, like, we can give first aid on our own to Kencho. We can help him out. However, the car and the tire, we need that. Otherwise, we cannot leave this place. So the biggest, like, problem here is the car tires. And obviously, since there's 3 of them now, oh no, I was going to say they cannot take their bike as well, but their bike is also, like, the bike tires are also gone. I forgot about that. Yeah, like, I was going to say, like, since they're 3, they cannot use the bike, but then I realized that the bike is also messed up. So anyways, yeah, all, like, like, overall, you cannot really do anything until you get spare tires. So there you go. And then he's like, oh, there you go, like, as expected of my boy, like, come on, Akira, like, let's go. 2 days only. We don't need much of your help. Now, obviously, Akira is thinking, like, all right, you know what? 2 days, it's fine. Like, I worked for 3 years. 2 days, it's nothing. But that is the thing here. He's saying 2 days, but it's not going to be 2 days, which Shizuka points out later on. I'm pretty sure by the end of it, he will somehow, like, find something. Either he can do it in 2 ways. One thing that he can do, he would be like, make Akira mess up in some way or something, and then he'll be like, oh, you did this, you have to pay us back for this. So yeah, work for 1 more week, and this is how he's going to extend the stuff. Or he's probably going to say something like directly that he'll be like, oh, like, like, yeah, just work for us, like, like, yeah, a little bit more. And he cannot refuse because, like, his trauma is kicking in. He cannot refuse in this situation. So yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to do something like that by the end of it. And he's going to extend it so much that by the end of it, Akira will give up. And I'm pretty sure he does that to all the other people, who's working for them. And he probably tells them that, oh, 2 days. And then he starts, like, kind of mentally, like, tormenting them and make them think that, oh, you know what, your worth is nothing. You can only survive because of us. It's basically like gaslighting the whole situation or whatever. Like, he'll be like, you cannot, like, you cannot survive without us. Like, look at us, we're helping you, we're protecting you. So it's best if you stay with us and work for us. That's how he does it. At first he says 2 days, and then he mentally, like, like, manipulates you into, like, make you feel bad and worthless about yourself, and make you think that, oh, you're dependent on us. And that's how he, does his thing. There you go. Typical, yeah. But here's one thing we need to realize is that there's one thing that, like, the one thing I still don't realize, I don't understand, why are those guys working for him? Those guys with the bat and everything. They're like a group, we can see. If they decide to just not listen to him and beat him up or something, the boss cannot do anything on his own. So here's what I think happened. He probably told them something like, oh, you guys work for me, just be my bodyguards, I'll show you how I can, like, like, bring these random people in and let them work for us, kind of mentally manipulate them, and we can live in a very, like, very nice and chill way. So that is why we can see that those guys with the baseball bats and those, like, uniforms, they're more like a bodyguard, and they are working for him. However, they're in a way more chiller situation, We saw that one guy just like chilling on top of that, like like that car, uh, on a chair and just looking with binoculars, while everyone else was like working. Those guys, they're not working, they're just there, so his situation is also kind of tricky, like he has to keep these people, the guys who are like the team, the baseball team, he needs to keep them satisfied so that they keep protecting him. Otherwise it wouldn't work. So in front of them he cannot do anything to them, so it's like a very fine balance, and that is what I think is going to help. I don't know, I think that's one thing that we can probably do something about. If you're somehow able to make those guys go against him and make them realize that you guys are, like alone, you can do it, you don't need to like listen to him, I feel like we can actually turn the tables on this guy. Or if we can make something of the situation, like if we can make them understand that, what, this guy, he's telling that he's leading you, but we are better, we can lead you better, we can give you way more, like like I don't know, like way more like comfort than you currently have, and if we're able to like kind of make them change their mind into protecting us, we can kick the boss out or something. I feel like that's the key point here. We need to do something about those guys. Those guys will probably, like, because they are the only ones who can do something to him, to the captain, to the team leader, because the team leader is dependent on them. They are not dependent on him. They are dependent on him, but the team leader needs them more than they need him. That's the thing. So that's why you saw in the end, like when they were like, oh, this beer is for us, and he's like, yeah, it is for you guys, yeah, he cannot like make them angry. Otherwise they'll all like just get their bats and beat him up or something. So he knows that. So yeah, there you go. Anyways, they bring him to their warehouse or whatever, and yeah, you can see there's people like all like bringing in these like cargo and everything. I don't understand one thing. What are, oh, I'm guessing those are like food stuff and everything. Yeah, food and survival materials. Yeah, and they're making them work and making like the defenses and everything, and everyone's like just like completely like tired and everything. Akira sees that, and Akira's like, just like before in our company, this is exactly what happened. And so making him remember the memories. And like I said, you can see here that these guys who are working, they're like random people. However, the people, everyone with the Kozgis, they are actually just sitting down and doing nothing. And that is the thing, they're not working for him, they're acting as bodyguards for him. They're just cooperating with him because he probably told them that I can lead you and I can make your situation better. And they were like, all right, you know what, yeah, like go ahead, we'll protect you. So that's like a agreement they have with each other, I'm guessing. Right, anyways, so yeah, the team leader, he's like, yeah, the team leader, he's like, it's fine, like like they're working with us, like look at them, they're helping us out. And then he's like, you also have to work for us, but only for 2 days, don't worry about it, just cooperate with us, everything will be fine. While all of this is happening over there, Shizuka is like kind of patching up Kencho, and Kencho's like god damn it, like because of me Akira has to do all of this. And he's like, but I don't understand one thing, why did he not refuse? Like why did he just like, now obviously Shizuka's like, because he cannot, it's a trauma, like the memories, it comes back to him. And he says like, where's that part where Shizuka kind of thinks about her past? It is my fault that happened. It isn't your fault. Oh no, that happens a bit later. Okay, not now. Alright, after that we get to see Kakira's like doing like like helping them out, and he's like, god damn it, he's like, I'm going back to my previous self now, because we know like he said something as strong as, I would rather be dead or eaten by zombies if I have to live like a walking dead. I don't want to live my life like a dead person, to survive. I want to live my life freely. I'd rather be dead and eaten by zombies instead of just constricting myself. And again, it's going back to the same thing. So he's like, okay, no, like he's like, I'm not like this. I've changed. And he looks at his diary again, his bucket list, and he's like, yeah, we'll get out of this. And then he sees like these beers, and he's like, all right, you know what? All these people, let's make them a little bit happier. And yeah, but oh boy, obviously we know what was going to happen after that. He takes them and puts them in the freezer, and the team leader comes in, and he's like, what are you doing? This is not your station. And then he looks at it, and he's like, oh, you think you're going to give them chilled beer? It's like, it is like waste of electricity. You know, how dare you? You know, and he cannot say anything. He again like stops talking, and the trauma kicks in. And then comes in the Kosgis, and they're like, oh, like, boss, it's that for us? It's beer, you know, like. Okay. Right. Like I said, as you can see, they're like, oh, like, this is for me. And the boss kind of looks in a sideways staring at them. And then he's like, yeah, it's for you guys. You know, like, I just asked Tendo to chill these for you guys tonight, you know. Yeah, so. And he's like, oh, of course, there's enough for everyone here. We'll have a welcome party for Tendo and his friends. Yeah, my small gesture of gratitude for the work you do. Yeah, so he needs to keep these people in check. At least the people who are like helping the Kosgis, at least. He needs to keep them happy. Otherwise, he won't be happy because, yeah, they'll revolt against him. And they're the ones who are the most powerful in this situation because they are a group instead of this one dude. So, yeah, he needs to keep them happy. So that's why he changed immediately his tune, and he was like, "Ah, I'm the one who told him to chill it." You know, like, yeah, like it's fine, guys. You know, you guys helped me out, so there you go. A little bit, small bit of a gesture. Yeah, and all of those Kosgis, they are like, "Oh, I'm glad we came with you." You know, there you go. And yeah, and he's kind of like, you know, clicking his tongue, looking at Tendo. Goddamn. All right. So then Akira sees something crazy. He sees zombies being used as a workforce. So literally, they're using a person, a live human being, as bait, who has like a flare, and is like kind of like attracting the zombies. Where the zombies have like belt attached to the truck, which they're kind of like, you know, like trying to go towards a person, and like, you know, like the truck is getting pulled. So like, you know, like, you know what this reminds me of? Like, the question comes up, who put the belt on the zombies in the throat? I'm pretty sure he probably ordered a few people to do that, and they probably died in that process. So that's what he did. And you know what this makes me reminded of? There was like a story, I'm pretty sure everyone has heard of this story, a story we used to listen to when we were kids. The cat and the bell. You know, there was like a story where there was like a few mice who were always fed up by a cat who used to come and, like, you know, attack them. And one of the mouse were like, oh, we need a plan, you know. He was like a very smart one. He's like, we're going to put a bell on the cat, and whenever the cat is going to come, the bell is going to, like, you know, like ring. And everyone's like, damn, that's right, you know, like, yeah, that's so, like, you know, you're so clever. And then in comes another mouse, and he's like, yeah, understandable. Who's going to put the bell on the cat? And everyone just stops talking. This reminds me of that. Obviously, that's the same situation here. You know, who put those collars on those zombies? He definitely made those guys, and I'm pretty sure a few of them died. The zombies probably killed them while they tried to do it. And yeah, and this shows like he's saying like, oh, these are mere equipment with no will of their own, who cannot think for themselves. So I'm just using them. And he's like, you just need to shut up and keep working. And he's like, and you as well, Akira, you're also an equipment. You know, you just you know, you cannot survive without us. Just listen to us. You know. And he's like, oh, you're not special at all, you know, you cannot survive alone. Like I said, this is what he does. He's going to tell them that, oh, work for 2 days, and throughout these 2 days, he'll make them continuously just tell them and make them think that you're worthless. You cannot survive on your own, and like kind of mentally manipulate and blackmail you. And then by the end of it, they won't leave. Like he'll kind of mold their mind into thinking that, oh, you cannot survive without us, that type of thing. And that is his plan. That is what he does, and that's what he's doing now. He's like, you're far more worthless than you think. And in the end, he's like, just be a cog of the machine and keep working and be useful. Got it, damned piece of equipment. Yeah, and okay, here's what Kencho says, that even if he's like his old boss, why does he keep taking it like that? And that's when Shizuka says, like, it's understandable, because it's the fear. Even if your mind knows that they're unfairly controlling you, your heart never forgets the fear. And she kind of thinks about her past. I'm guessing she was a kid. It was probably her dad or something. Yeah, in front of her. Yeah, okay. I think she was probably like some kind of from a very well-off family. As you can see, like his dad was like in a suit and everything. It's like a big house. So she probably wanted something like to live her life in some way, but her dad probably didn't let her or something like that, I'm guessing. And like kind of intimidated her or something from a very young age. And yeah, and she knows what Akira's feeling, and that's why she's like, yeah, your heart doesn't forget, even though your mind realizes. And yeah, in the end, you can see this scene where Akira's working tirelessly, like sweating, and just beside him are the zombies, which kind of shows that his mind kind of completely became just like previously, a Walking Dead. He's along with the zombies now, just a cog in the system again. So yeah, he'll need to get out of this. And you know what? I'm kind of intrigued because they actually brought this whole thing up so quickly. Usually in these type of animes where characters have like these type of like a trauma or whatever, they tackle it way in the future. Like at first they kind of show the characters doing their own thing, and like 1 or 2 seasons later they suddenly get confronted with their trauma, and then they have to overcome it. Here they literally like did this in the 6th episode, which is kind of interesting. So if he's able to get out of this, obviously he'll be able to get out of this. Yeah, otherwise how will the anime progress? So when he's able to get out of this, he'll be a perfectly free person. Like his trauma will be gone, and he'll be able to like survive and be able to stand up for himself. So if he's able to overcome his trauma this quickly, that'll be good for the rest of the journey. So yeah, anyways, that was it, guys. That was my reaction to episode number 6 of Zom 100. Yeah, that was an interesting episode. I wasn't expecting to see the team captain suddenly, but yeah, we have to do something about this, and hopefully next episode we get to see and Akira is able to break out of this whole situation. So if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed, comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And yeah, that is it. Thank you for watching, guys. I will see you guys next week with another episode of Zom 100. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.